Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Comics on Saturday. So this is the Saturday edition, and it's gonna be a delight. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. Shady, Zombie Teddy, Evolved Potato, Ryan, Becca, James, Viking, Shroom, Ryan Walters again, Lurking Gopher, Buster. How you guys doing? Everybody having a good night? Hope you are. And I appreciate you guys coming out to watch. And as always, if you're new here, like, share, and subscribe. All that. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Kyle. All right. So, yeah, we're going to talk some comics today. It's going to be awesome. We'll start with the new comics. Unfortunately, I am still having some technical issues, so we are limited to one screen. I apologize for that. I'm hoping to have that fixed soon. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I just can't see you, which I'm counting as different. I woke up from an old man nap an hour ago. Nice. I'm starting to really like those. I hate to admit it, but they really do help you get through the day. Like, fuck it, I'm just asleep now. All right, so let's get right into it. And we'll jump into the new releases. Let's start over with DC Comics, actually, because they have a small selection. American Vampire, nah, dumb. Aquaman with Kelly Sue DeConnick or whoever, no, I'm good. Batman Earth 1 Volume 3. I've heard this is pretty good. It's Jeff Johns, and it takes place supposedly like on a different Earth. Some of them are Earth 1, some are Earth 2. I don't know what's going on, but it looks pretty interesting. But I didn't read the first two, and these are kind of expensive, so no. Batman Detective. I am protesting Tom Taylor because I don't like him, and I think he's a jerk. He's really rude on Twitter, very holier than thou. And I've heard mixed reviews about this, so no thanks. Batman Urban Legends, same thing, very mixed reviews. Although the art on the cover looks pretty good, I'm going to pass. Generations, this is a collection of Generations Shattered and Generations Forged. And I read the first one, it was okay. But I haven't read the second one, so I don't know. But I'm not going to pick it up because the other two are in prestige format, so I'm okay with that. DC Pride. No. But Alan Scott used to be gay, and neither did Renee Montoya, but they're gay now, and so is Kate Kane. Apollo and Midnighter were always gay. Poison Ivy, that's a recent development. I don't even know who that is offhand. I don't care either. I'm not buying this crap. This lazy pandering trash where expectations can go through the floor. Batman Detective Comics. I might pick that up. I didn't order it, but I kind of doubt it. Mariko Tamaki just isn't a particularly good writer, in my opinion. So I'm probably going to pass on that. Far Sector's trash. I think that's a stupid, stupid book. She is an unlikable Green Lantern. I didn't see anything in the first couple issues that I read. I didn't even bother reviewing the issues 2 and 3 because they're so bad. But the first book was garbage. She's unlikable. Everybody else is like normal, and she's like a sociopath. It's like reading Catcher in the Rye. Everything was revolving around her. She's very self-centered, unlikable. Future State's garbage. I have no interest in this, even though they're slowly transitioning into Future State. It's their old 5G program that is just got renamed, and they changed a few things to make it more ultra woke, but no thanks. Justice League Last Ride. I've heard that's okay, but I'm not reading it, so I'm not going to start now, even if it is issue 2. DC books are just getting too expensive. Rorschach is trash. Tom King. It tells me all I need to know. Ruby Justice League. That's another lazy crossover. I don't know anything about Ruby, and it doesn't look like they're going to introduce anything, so no thank you. This is a collection of some mediocre books. No, I'm good. These are actually already out. So I already have them, and the review for this one's already posted. I think that one's still on my desktop. But I'm going to get issue 3. It's got Ace the Bat Hound and Shaggy teaming up, and I think Batman and Scooby-Doo team up. Should be a good time. The Joker, I'm not paying $6 for your comic book. Even if I am enjoying it, it's not $6 good. Sorry, DC. It better be in perfect binding with 72 pages or something, even 48 pages, but a regular issue with a slightly better cover. No, not happening. Wonder Woman, I haven't been reading. So I'm only getting the Batman and Scooby-Doo, which is ironically the cheapest book at $3. I would pick up the Joker, but it's too expensive. So that's not happening. All right, let's check in with everybody here. What's going on in chat? Wonder Woman. Wonder what Aquaman fans look like. Oh, Kelly Sue DeConnick's writing them, so hard to say. Yeah, that's Girl Question, Renee Montoya. She used to be a detective in Gotham back in the 90s when Chuck Dixon and Doug Monk were writing it. Were writing the Batman books. She was a good character, and suddenly they're like, she's gay now. No, Joker doesn't take a crowbar to Velma. It's a kid's book. Right, Ryan? That's exactly it. For $6, I could get 2 back issues at $3 each that are infinitely better than what you are throwing out. Yeah, a sandwich would be nice. So, yeah, it's a giant waste of money. It's just a lazy cash grab because they're not doing too well, and this new guy they've got doesn't have any experience in publishing, and he's just like, jack up the prices and make it more woke. Yeah, Batman animated series is a classic. If they would model stuff on that, they'd be selling way, way more books. Yeah, Renee Montoya is the question right now. Vic Sage is floating around somewhere, I guess, kind of in and out. But they've largely made Renee Montoya the question because they wanted a diverse voice in there. No, it's not about a killer. It's just how killers think. Everything is about them. So it's very self-centered and about their feelings and not anybody else. There's no empathy. It's very self-serving and egotistical. People that say Batman the Animated Series was trash probably never watched it or they're awful people. I wouldn't trust them. In fact, I'd watch my wallet around those people. All right, let's get into the previews. All right, so we'll start with Image Comics. We got Ant, which is coming out, a dozen years after the original run. 14 years after the previous issue was published, Ant returns. And guest starring Public Domain Daredevil, which is a really cool character from the Golden Age. He had boomerangs and this pretty cool looking costume. So they're finally completing this story after 14 years, which seems a little weird. But Eric Larson's not in a big hurry. So that's something that's happening. Not for me, though. Birthright, no. Die, no. I've heard this is interesting, but it just didn't strike me as something I'm interested in. Geiger, that's been an okay book. I'll probably pick that up. It's on my list. Good Asian, no. Hey Kids Comics, nope. Carmen, no. I flipped through an issue of this at the stand, a week ago, and it looked so dumb. There's this kind of frumpy chick naked through most of the issue, and just kind of wandering around talking to somebody. It was really stupid. Oblivion Song, I lost interest in that a long time ago. 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. I don't know what this is. Is this a Western? It's an action mystery series from some guy I never heard of that won an award that's been watered down and means nothing. So, yeah, only Geiger I'm picking up from that. Beyond that, not interested. Dark Horse. Art of Samurai Showdown. That could be cool, but it's $40. Black Hammer Visions. I don't really understand the Black Hammer love. I think it's pseudo edgy stuff, kind of boring. God of War, Fallen God, not interested. Hellboy. Yeah, come on. Hellboy and the BPRD 1952 to 54. That could be good. It's $40. I'm sure it's fine. Hellboy stuff's usually fairly interesting. Secret Land. This looked really dumb. Shaolin Cowboy, Who Will Stop the Rain, or Shemp Buffet. You're trying too hard, dude. Just trying too hard. No, thank you. So nothing from Dark Horse. IDW, we have Kanto 2. No, I'm good. I already bought those issues, and they're not worth $20. Just get them out of back issue bin. Kids will like them, even if it is kind of woke. Delicacy. No. G.I. Joe. I'm going to get that. It's got a new character, new Joe introduced. That should be pretty cool. Godzilla and Natural Disasters. This collects 3 series. So far, I am not impressed with IDW's Godzilla stuff. It's a little too boring for me. Damn it. Sonic the Hedgehog. I heard this is fine. I don't really know much about it. Star Trek Mirror Universe collection. This is probably okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm going to stop buying this. They're having a battle of the bands. Stupid. Eventually, I'll get around to reviewing the big stack of them. I've got like 40 or 50 issues sitting over there that I haven't reviewed yet. But this really lost me. It was a battle of the bands. That's where we're going with the Turtles. Okay. Transformers Annual 2021. This sounded interesting. An ancient Cybertronian Titan shows up, and it's up to everybody to work together to defeat it or join forces with it, maybe. So I'm going to get G.I. Joe and Transformers. It looks like G.I. Joe may not actually be coming out this week, and it may have been delayed. I'm not sure. But if you're looking for that, be aware that if it's not on the stand, it may not be because it's sold out. But I'm planning on getting that in Transformers. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Good thing I didn't have any porn up. Woof. Okay, Marvel Comics. Amazing Spider-Man, not while Nick Spencer's on the book because it's trash. That's so boring. And not funny either. Beta Ray Bill, no. These second prints, I don't know why they just are so lazy. They reprint a page of the comic as the cover. That's pathetic. Black Cat, not interested. Black Widow, not interested. Children of the Atom, definitely not interested. That is garbage. Conan, the boring Conan, no. Excalibur, they're doing that big X-Men Gala thing. It's really stupid. No, thank you. Heroes Reborn, there's a reprint of issue 1 coming out. It's the second printing for some reason. I will pick up issue 6. Although they are losing me pretty quickly on this series. But I'm hoping it'll turn around a little bit. I don't have a lot of faith it will, but we can hope. And some spin-off books that are going to be pointless drivel because they don't seem to tie into anything. And they're just largely one-shot cash grabs. We've got some collections here. Immortal Hulk and Incredible Hulk. The Epic Collection should be worth the money. This collects some pretty good stories. 1962's Incredible Hulk 1 through 6, Fantastic Four 12 and 25 and 26, Avengers 1 through 3 and 5, Amazing Spider-Man from 1963 number 14, plus Tales to Astonish 59 and Journey into Mystery 112. So you get a lot of old school Hulk action here for $40. It's way cheaper than buying the individual issues, and I'd say it's probably worth the money. Yeah. Iron Man number 9, no thanks. That's boring. Let's see. Art of George Perez, that would definitely be worth $50. He did some amazing work for Marvel and DC. They've got these new Amazing Spider-Man reprints of it's got Amazing Fantasy 15 story and the first several issues of Amazing Spider-Man. So that's worth it for $16, but I don't know what kind of format. It looks like it's a little smaller than usual, so I don't know what that's about. Spider-Gwen Omnibus, never. Spider-Man Spider Shadow, this has been a really good series. I'm going to check that out. Bounty Hunters, no. But they got a new header here, and it looks like 1995 Photoshop again, just like they did with the Heroes Reborn. It looks like trash. This one's the regular style that they're going with for War of the Bounty Hunters, which it's like 22-part story. I'm not that interested. I'm sorry. Strange Academy, no. Oh, that War of the Bounty Hunters thing is going to cross all the Star Wars titles, so they can cash grab more too. So be aware of that if you're thinking of picking it up. Strange Academy is stupid. The Marvels #1 second printing. No, I'm good. Thor Epic Collection. This is another good one for $40. You get Thor 451 through 467 and Thor Core 1 through 4. So that's good Thor stories there. $40 is pretty reasonable. Venom second print. I've already got issue 34, so I'm not worried about it. Web of Spider-Man. This looks like trash. Sadly, I don't know why they hate Spider-Man and the X-Men over there. X-Men 21, more Gala stuff. The X-Men are villains now, just admit it. So that from Marvel, I'm just getting Heroes Reborn and Spider-Man Spider Shadow. I probably shouldn't even be getting Heroes Reborn. I'm just already kind of committed at this point to see if it's going to pay off, which, like I said, last couple issues have been slowly losing me. Dynamite. We got Dynamite Lives. This is their zombie book. And they brought Ash into the storyline for the sequel. I don't have any interest in zombie books anymore. There's very few of them that are well done. If it was just an Army of Darkness book, maybe. But I'm really tired of these big, like, the whole universe is zombies now crap. It wasn't interesting during Marvel Zombies for me. I know a lot of people really liked that. And then DC finally got around to doing theirs. That was okay. It lost steam at the end, though, and now Dynamite's getting in on it, so no thanks. James Bond, Agent of Spectre, no. I've heard it's okay, but look at that garbage art. Look at this trash. That's your cover? With Dynamite, the cover is really, really good. The interior art is going to be far inferior. So this is probably the best art you're going to see in this book. And that's sad. Red Sonja #27. No. The Red Sonja one-shot. This is a reprint of the 1977 book from Marvel. And they're just reprinting it under the Dynamite banner. I'm totally interested in this. This would be cool. It wasn't on my weekly notice from my comic shop, though, so I may have to hunt for it. But I would definitely pick this up because this is a classic. You got some Roy Thomas writing, and Frank Thorne did that cover art. And it's problematic for a couple obvious reasons. So be aware that it may not actually make it to the stands. And compare that to this 1982 one-shot, which is not a reprint. It's just some trashy storyline where she goes to the 80s. And this art I find very inferior. Her boobs have some sort of weird separation here. And they look lopsided. It's probably the way she's standing, but this just doesn't look nearly as sexy as this. I'm not even into thick chicks, and they made her kind of thick here. But this looks awful. So, no, I'm not getting that. But I'll totally get the Red Sonja 77. I ordered it. Hopefully it'll come in. We'll see. Sacred 6. Nope, not interested. Vampirella versus Purgatory. Nope. Sonya Versal, I don't care about. So, Vengeance of Vampirella. No, they're just not doing a very good job with Vampirella lately. So, from Dynamite, I'm just getting that Red Sonja 77 one. Boom Studios. We got Dune House Atreides reprints. Then Eve #1 second printing. That art was garbage. I flipped through it on the rack over at the comic shop, and interior art is really, really bad. And it looked dumb. It's about a girl living in a simulation or something stupid like that. I totally didn't care. Magic Gathering number 3. Nope. I've gone over why I hate that one multiple times. Mighty Morphin. I will pick that up because he's been really, really impressive. Very popular. I'm still way behind on him, but I got it. So I'll pick that up. It'll replace my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a book I'm so far behind on that I may not ever get to. Orcs, not interested. Proctor Valley Road, didn't look very exciting. Another horror book. Something is Killing the Children, Volume 3. If you're going to read this book, get the trade paperbacks. The individual issues start to really drag after issue 2 or 3. Like, it gets slower and slower because he's writing for the trade paperback, and I don't think Tinian knows how to do compressed storytelling. So there's lots of unnecessary scenes and scenes that are dragged out and some kind of unrealistic stuff. But if you're going to read it, pick up the trades. You're going to save some money, and you'll actually get some kind of story. Wind, I'm not interested in. So for Boom, it's just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. All right. Now the comics and graphic novels from the other publishers that they can't bother to get their own category. Adventures of Team Palm, not interested. Sweet, Sweet Little Ramona, that's creepy. Title, no. Alice in Leatherland, definitely not interested. Animal Rescue Friends, no, I'm good. That sounds weird and kind of dumb. Everything Archie. Archie's fine. This is an anniversary book. This is really safe material for your kids if you're looking for something that isn't violent or anything like that. So it's homeschool kid material. Safe for all ages. And a lot of the writing lately has been getting pretty solid last 10 years of Archie. So they've got some big names on there. Archie Jumbo Digest is kind of classic Archie stuff. Same with Betty and Veronica. These are digest books. They're more the size of TV guides if you're old enough to remember those. Baby Teeth. No, I'm not interested. Black Cotton. The Cotton Family Wars Against Itself. No, can't even use that word. Blade Runner pack. If you're getting into Blade Runner 2019, here's a 3-pack. You could just get these books a lot cheaper, quite frankly, on eBay, I would think. Bloodshot Volume 4. Not really worth the $15. Get those out of the back issue bin. Brindle. I don't know what that is. Don't care. Bunny Mask. Somebody saw Donnie Darko. Labyrinth of Turtles. That art is garbage. If you're not doing a comic strip from the newspaper in 1945, that is trash art. Call of the Night. That sounds like a porno. Castle Heaven. It's an anime. I don't know anything about it. Chasing the Dragon, second print. You could probably find the first print in the back issue bin for $1. Cherry Blackbird. No. Clover Press Marvel variant cover pack. Not for $50. Crash Site. That art is garbage. Dark Wings, number 5 of 10. I didn't read the first 4. And Heavy Metal was being a bunch of crybabies online to moderate criticism, so fuck them. Grow up, you babies. Dead World Voices from Dead World. If you're real into Dead World stuff, this is fine, I'm sure, but not interested. Another zombie book. It's been around for a while, but no thanks. Death by Life. Nope. Then we got the Digital Forces, or Dynamic Forces, rather. Let's skip past that one. Dope Rider, A Fistful of Delirium. Nope. Dragon Racer, more Steven Universe kitty art. No, thank you. Dual Identity. I'll probably pick this up because this looked pretty interesting. So I got the first issue in the mail today, and it looks like this chick has 2 superhero identities. She's trying to balance them. That should be interesting. So we'll see how it goes. I would never get the $10 or $20 version unless I got it for less than the cover price of the regular issue. And like I've said before, I'll cut small press a little bit of slack on their pricing because they usually end up being more expensive than the mainstream just to be competitive. I will give them a little bit of leeway on the price. And they lately have been better than a lot of the mainstream stuff. Erratic, that's kind of dumb, and I don't like the art. For the Kid I Saw in My Dreams, your title's too long, but obviously it's a translation. I'm not interested. Seems kind of a weird title. Freak Show #1. It wasn't anything for me. This looks a little too weird and dumb. Gentle Noble's Vacation. I don't know what that is. The Gift. That looks like the Ring Kid. I'll pass. I don't need nightmares. Girl from the Sea. That's probably some lesbian romance. I'm good. Grim Hercules Pain versus Scorpion Queen. Now, I like the Xenoscope stuff quite a bit, but I'm going to pass on this one. I'm kind of just sticking to the books I know are good. $6 is a bit of a drop. Even though these are worth it as far as story goes, you do get more for your money from Xenoscope. $6 is just a little too much most of the time, though. Ghost, I don't know what that is. I'm going to pass. It doesn't look very good. Harvest of Horror. Caliber Entertainment, I'm sure they're fine, but just not interested. GA Crush. No, I'm good. There's a lot of these mangas are romance, and I don't get the appeal, but okay. Horror Comics #4 from Anarch Press. I'm going to pass on that. The art in these is always a mixed bag. How do we relationship? I don't know. How do you relationship? Why are you asking me questions, weirdo? Immortal Hulk 0 signed. That's another Dynamic Forces. No. Junkie Cable. No. Compulsive Gambler. That could be interesting, but no. Kirby Manga Mania. If you like Kirby, that's probably cool, but not for me. Knights of Dinner Table Bundle of Trouble. That's probably the best way to buy those, but it's volume 63. You don't really need to read the first 62 to get that, I guess, but there's also 64 over here. I stopped reading those a long time ago. Comey Can't Communicate graphic novel. That Kid Should Have Learned Sign Language by volume 12. I'm sorry. Last Kids on Earth. I don't care. That art looks like dog shit, too. Like Two Peas in a Pod graphic novel. No, thanks. It's Tokyo Pop, so it's a manga. Maniac of New York #5. I'm definitely going to get this. It's the final issue of the series, supposedly. And it's the best take on Jason Takes Manhattan that I've seen in a long time. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal. No, thank you. Miles Morales, Shockwaves graphic novel. No, thank you. Minamata story. I don't. No, that looks depressing. There's like dying children on the cover. Minerva's Map Key to a Perfect Apocalypse. That title's way too long. No, thank you. Murder Hobo Big Floppy. That's obviously a World of Warcraft reference. Not that interested. I don't like the art mostly. My Dress Up Darling. That sounds like porn. One Piece 3-in-1, volume 31. If you're into One Piece, that's probably worth the money. Only the Good Stay Dead. No, thank you. Peanut Butter and Crackers. That art is dog shit. Phantom Starkiller Legendary Edition, $20. That's probably cool if you're really into it. It's 11 by 17, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why they're going to these larger sizes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin did that too. It's really freaking annoying because they don't make bags that big. Phantom Tales of the Night. No, thank you. Pokemon Adventures. No. Resistance graphic novel. No, thank you. Rorschach. No. Saga of Tanya Evil graphic novel. I don't know what that is, but no, thank you. School Memories one shot. That looks kind of racist to me. That's a caricature looking black lady. No, thank you. Won't be interested either way. Secret Garden, I think that's an adaptation of the book. I'm sure that's fine, but not for me. Shaman King Omnibus. Don't know anything about Shaman King, but no thank you. Shark Summer. No thank you. Although nice Jaws play. I can't pronounce that. Not just a cutie graphic novel. Oh, she's probably deadly too. Probably fine. I don't know. Shido can't say her name. That's weird. What is she like? Shazam? She's gonna turn into Billy Batson if she says her own name. Smilin' Ed Comics Complete Collection. I don't know what Smilin' Ed is, and I don't care. Space Bastards. No, it's humanoids. They're garbage. Spy X Family. No, not interested. Street Fighter 5 hardcover. That's probably fine. I don't know. It's $50. I'm not into Street Fighter, so definitely not for me. Tales of Wedding Rings. Again, weird relationship book. Sword Art Online Girls Ops graphic novel. I'm not sure what I read, but there's a cat girl in here, looks like. Terminal Punks, trying too hard. Uncle from Another World. Okay, that's a confusing and strange title. I'm sure it's fine. Wizards of Mickey graphic novel. That could be a good kids book. X-Men Legends variant. Why aren't these? No, just stupid. No. World Peace. I don't know what that is, but not for me. Thank you. Yoshi. I don't know. Frog well does not know ocean. Okay, that's a thing that's out there in the world. No, thank you. So yeah, from the other publishers, just Maniac from New York, #5, and Dual Identity for me. So that is what is coming out from the major publishers. Let me close some tabs here and check in on you guys. That's your dead name. Yeah, Captain Marvel can say his own name, but they don't call him Captain Marvel anymore now. Hey, Serena how you doing? Just trying to sound like an anime title. Yeah, some of these sound like they're trying too hard. Ed, you're not wrong, Bastard Beast. Everyone writing these does seem to have some sort of issue in relationships. And a lot of these anime and manga people, they don't have time to have relationships. They're busy doing their books for like 15 hours a day. What do they know about relationships? Yeah, the pickings are pretty slim lately. Yeah, there's 12 titles I might pick up. Only 10 of which I actually ordered. So, yeah, and one of them may not even come out this week. That's a G.I. Joe issue. So that's pretty sad because I really like comics. Oh, hey, Dark Resurrect. How you doing? Oh, sorry you're stuck at work. The relationships they rent. Maybe. I'm not sure. So, yeah, the titles are just getting... The ones that aren't super expensive are just not that good. It really is sad. They're not even trying to compete. They think they're better than manga, and they're quite frankly not at this point. Manga outstrips them by a million miles. Demon Slayer outsold the entire Western comic industry. That's not a bad idea, Dark Resurrect. I think prices are going to go up across the board because of DC making this $6 move. Oof. Yeah, Jordan, that's a rough one. Oh, is it? Yeah. See, it's got a catchy title, Oki. So I'd probably pick that up on a whim if I could find the first volume cheap. But it's not something I'm going to seek out until I know more about it. Like everything manga. But I'm definitely going to start giving manga a chance. I just, I'm not a fan of that art style where everything is super cutesy and people have the wide mouth thing while they cry rivers. It's a little exaggerated. There's a manga about renting a girlfriend. That's kind of funny. Yeah, Yeah, you're not wrong, Dark. I don't know. I don't like the direction this is going. They're just tripling down on being woke and jacking up the prices, and nobody wants to pay $6 for your chick tracks. It's foolish and silly. Start with Berserk. It's not all cutesy. That's what a couple people have said. Somebody recommended Hellsing and Trigun and Full Metal Alchemist. I saw a few episodes of the Full Metal Alchemist. That cartoon seemed okay. I'm sorry, the anime. Oh, okay. That's a catchy premise. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I probably will be forced to convert at some point, James. Just because the majority of Western comics is boring. They're not getting anywhere. That you have these stories like the Radiant Black that I reviewed last week. Issue 2 had 8 pages. I said 7, but I recounted in the review. And yeah, it's 8 pages of this guy walking into his house and eating oatmeal with his dad and talking about getting a job. In the old days, that would have been 1, maybe 2 pages, and people would have complained about it. Now they're just like, this is trash and never buy it again. Goblin Slayer? I've heard of that one. I've never read that either. There's some more realistic manga. Vinland Saga is about Vikings. Oh, that's cool. Boring. Yeah. Sitting around eating. No, it's stupid. It's padding for the trade. If you want to do that, just release your book as a graphic novel and cut to the chase. You can cut out a lot of this fluff. It's just lazy, but they don't want to compete with anime and manga because they know they'll lose because their stories are boring. There's no action, there's no adventure, there's no heroics. There's just people sitting around playing with their navel and staring off into space. It's fucking stupid. But speaking of that, let's get into some stories. Just rode the hype of the rape scene. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't blame him for riding that. You know, you get some bad press, you got to spin that into marketing if you can. Yeah, I don't blame you, Ginger. Marvel's done a lot of really dumb stuff. Oh, that'd be cool, Dark. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do any reviews where I show the actual mangas unless I do it behind a paywall because Japan will come after you and strike your channel because they don't have fair use over there. Yeah, Jordan, you're absolutely right. Became Naruto with goblins real fast. Yeah, well, they got to get that money. All right, let's get into the news here and see what we've got. First up, some Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings fan site describes Tolkien as woke. Now, this is from a few days ago. Now, this actually gets interesting because the fan site thing may have a connection to something else. Lord of the Rings fan site, The One Ring, recently described Lord of the Rings writer Tolkien as woke in a recent Twitter thread. The website appears to have some kind of connection to Amazon Studios' Lord of the Rings TV series production, given they were the first to receive and publish the official synopsis of the show back in January. Regardless, they took to Twitter where they began a thread condemning homophobic comments. They wrote, "Listen, we've been dealing with homophobic comments for decades and it's still wrong." Kind of doubt that. Whatever toxic arguments are being said now about Lord of the Rings fandom and adaptations is the same trash that said Ian McKellen was the worst affront to Tolkien's legacy ever. I don't think anybody ever said that. Most of what I've heard about Ian McKellen is that he did a really good Gandalf. But they hashtag it pride for woke points. Followed up writing, "Cogent, respectful debate on Tolkien is always welcome, but homophobic, racist, misogynistic trash is always a case for banning. It's not what Tolkien fandom is, once or welcome." Well, who are you to dictate that, asshat? We used to be able to ban in the era of message boards and IRC, but in the era of social media, ... Fuck off. We miss being able to censor people. Fuck off. You can't handle criticism. You know where the block button is, you baby. Next, they wrote, the platforms can't keep toxicity out of our community. We can mute and block, but that's only for this account's feed. Yeah, why should you be allowed to block other people that you don't have contact with, you idiot? Twitter's not a community simply because it lacks anti-troll tools. Nasty people still show up in replies because their toxic friends subtweeted us. Grow up. Oh my god, you babies. The Twitter account then argued that Tolkien was woke. They tweeted, if you still think Ian McKellen is the worst and that Catholic Tolkien would have never approved, I beg you to read more of Tolkien's books and letters. He was woke, stood against hate, embraced all cultures in life and fiction. It's why his books are translated in every language. I think you're reading into some stuff there. He was alive during a much different time, and you are adding things that aren't there. They continued the thread. I think Ian McKellen gets a pass, but whatever Amazon is doing is a disgrace to Tolkien. Please think more on your personal bias before tweeting. Our block button is very active. Oh, that'll help your numbers. And if you retweet, enable toxic voices in the name of free speech, you not love Tolkien. Guess what? Fuck you. I'll tweet whatever I want. Finally, they concluded the thread writing, #Pride gives us some of the greatest performances beyond all expectations. I don't think all three of these guys are gay. But if they are, I don't care. I want to watch a movie, not hear about who somebody's banging. Fuck off with that. It's unclear what the One Ring is specifically taking issue with, other than it has something to do with Ian McKellen and the Amazon production and alleged comments about them. As you can see above, they don't actually provide any evidence of these comments. Evidence? Colonialist. As for Tolkien being woke, one has to wonder what kind of definition woke the One Ring is using, because Tolkien is probably the furthest from woke as you can, considering he's a devout Catholic. To elucidate this point, hey, somebody bought a thesaurus. Bishop Robert Barron of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles describes wokeism as an intellectual virus. I'm stealing that. That's a good one. Well, asking if this ideology is the answer to justice, he provides an excellent definition of what wokeism actually is. He questions, but is this the Foucaultian woke philosophy which holds to an antagonist social theory which deconstructs language, which denies the objectivity of moral norms, and which sees reality simply as an incessant struggle between an oppressor and oppressed? The answer? Bishop Barron then makes it clear that this ideology is not the answer, and he actually encourages fighting against it. He explains, of course not! And perhaps we should be encouraged by the French alarm at the emergence of wokeism in their midst. For now, the very society that produced the intellectual virus might join the fight against it. Tolkien would not deny the objectivity of moral norms, being a devout Catholic. Very true. Biographer Humphrey Carpenter detailed just how central Tolkien's Catholic faith was to him as he attended Mass daily at St. Aloysius. Not only that, but Carpenter writes, his commitment to Christianity, in particular to the Catholic Church, was total. He adds, this is not to say that the practice of his faith was always a source of consolation to him. He set himself a rigorous code of behavior, especially the matter of making his confession before receiving communion. And when, as often happened, he could not bring himself to go to confession, he would deny himself communion and live in a pathetic state of spiritual depression. Yeah, that's a little bit committed to the Catholic cause, which, guess what? They don't like the gays in old school Catholicism. Tolkien also wouldn't deconstruct language being a philologist by trade. That's the opposite of the profession he chose. Yeah, he wouldn't like censorship. He also wouldn't view the world as a struggle between oppressor and oppressed. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops clearly states their church's love for the poor is part of her constant tradition. This love is inspired by the gospel of Beatides, of the poverty of Jesus, and his concern for the poor. Those who are oppressed by poverty are the object of preferential love on the part of the church, which, since her origin and in spite of the failings of many of her members, has not ceased to work for their relief, defense, or liberation. They also add love for others, and in the first place, love for the poor, in whom the church sees Christ himself, is made concrete in the promotion of justice. That's the opposite of viewing the world. That's the opposite of viewing the world as a struggle between oppressor and oppressed. One then has to wonder what in the world folks over at the One Ring are doing, because it looks like they're actively trying to sully J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, I think what they're doing is this is a promotion for the studio, so that either these people can get access or they can. It's some sort of covert thing where the studio actually runs this, and they're trying to market this way. They're saying, "Look, Tolkien was woke. Ignore all of his letters, all of that other stuff. He's super woke, guys. Come watch our show." And that way they can say any of the changes they make where they make Gandalf super gay wizard, then he can have a gay boyfriend or something on the show, and they'll be like, look, we know Tolkien was woke. Here's an article and Twitter thread that prove it. And they'll use their own like subsidiary as evidence. It's sort of like what they did with the dossier from the Steele dossier in politics. They started leaking information to the press and using those press articles to reinforce what they said. So I think this is a scam to try and make it acceptable for this to be woke. Love for the poor, the dwarves getting help. Well, the dwarves, let's face it, they're a little short. They come up short. Sauron did want to oppress. Sparky rainbows. Yeah, it's become a classic tactic to cite your own work to prove your opinion. It's weird. But you said it much more concisely than I did, Oki. Oh, thank you, Becca. Oh, thank you, Becca, for the generous donation. For your comic needs or whatever you wish. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I am going to go to the comic shop finally tomorrow. I've been running around all week. And finally I get a little bit of time to myself. So I'm going to run up to the comic shop and hopefully buy some books. Real Tolkien fans have been tearing the whole Amazon show apart. Yeah, I don't blame them, Dark Resurrect. I think this is an attempt to counter that. They're trying to get woke points and saying that Tolkien was way more woke for a dude in the, 30s, 40s that went to mass every day? Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, I think that's a load of crap. All right, let's see what's on. Hold on, let me find a next article here. Yeah, we're going to jump around a little bit from what the list said. Oh, that's not an article. I'm going to save the good one for last. All right, it's not all doom and gloom, guys, just most of it. Gravity Falls creator Alex Hirsch slams Disney over Pride Month hypocrisy. This is from Pirates and Princesses, which is run by the Clownfish TV guys. This article is by Tom Pratt. I don't know anything about Gravity Falls. The animation looks like Ren and Stimpy knockoff, so I never really got into it. Looked kind of lazy. The creator of the cult classic Disney Channel animated series Gravity Falls has harsh words for Disney on Twitter today. Cartoonist Alex Hirsch blasted Disney over what he believes to be hypocrisy when it comes to LGBT representation. In a June 2nd tweet, he said, Disney privately, cut the gay scene. We might lose precious pennies from Russia and China. Disney publicly, honk honk, we put rainbow bumper sticker on Lightning McQueen today. Consume our products, teen. He's not wrong at all. They also minimized Finn on the Star Wars posters from the non-canon recent trilogy that I refuse to accept because China doesn't like black people. In a follow-up tweet, Hirsch would go on to say, to any creative at Disney TV future publishing or streaming, please mercilessly spam your execs with "There's room for everyone under the rainbow" next time they tell you to please revise your LGBTQ plus character for not being Disney appropriate. Alex Hirsch seems to be speaking from experience, as he's gone on record as saying that Disney forbid him from including an explicitly gay romance in Gravity Falls, likely a reference to Sheriff Blubbs and Deputy Durland. Despite the mandate from the mouse, the sheriff and deputy shared a thinly veiled gay moment throughout the series run. Well, that's probably about all you could get away with. Since Gravity Falls wrapped production, Disney has featured openly LGBTQ plus characters in both Star vs. the Forces of Evil and The Owl House. When pressed by other Twitter users, Hirsch said that Disney was operating from a place of fear, and they've made some recent business choices that heavily walk back much of that progress. Maybe because it's not selling. And if they want that China money, they got to conservative it up quite a bit. China does not like gays, ghosts, or Uyghurs. I didn't have a G word for that. They're losing a single ruble. Yeah. They could really push this if they wanted to. They're just choosing not to. A few days ago, it was reported that Russia was warning Disney not to distribute its Pixar short out, as Russian communications regulator, I can't pronounce that, said it was harmful to the country's children. Hearst also name-checked China, a country that Disney has tripped over its oversized yellow shoes to court in recent years. Obviously, what I just said about China, but Disney has no problem filming near a concentration camp and thanking the government there. So, fuck Disney. Look, I don't give a shit if they're marketing gay cartoons. I don't think that's a particularly good idea, but because their target audience is young. But if they want to push that, they go right ahead. So, yeah, this guy is probably not going to work for Disney anymore. You call out Disney, you're pretty well shooting yourself in the foot. But he's probably got enough money not to care too much. But yeah, Disney's doing the pride flags and everything, but they're really not doing that overseas. So, more hypocrisy from Disney. And since we're on the topic of the gays, jeers. Oh, hey, Jim, how you doing? The Gers. Oh, yeah. Boy, if you're a gay Uyghur, you could really do the bear thing pretty well. All right, and speaking of kid show shenanigans, this is from People. Michael D. Cohen says trans representation in Danger Force episode is the start of something. Now, before I go on, this picture really creeped me out because this person is very, very short. I couldn't figure out what was going on here, but then I started reading it. You're fat. Having embraced his own truth, Michael D. Cohen wants to help others who have transitioned find their footing in Hollywood. This is a show about superheroes, and most of them are teenagers. So a couple of them are kind of fat, so I guess they're going all out. Cohen revealed in 2019 that he transitioned to male over 20 years ago. No shit. In April 2000, just before his acting career took off. Last December, the actor, 45, launched the Trans Youth Acting Challenge as a way to help young people in the trans community make their way into the entertainment business. The casting call, which also supported by a masterclass, was a huge success, bringing in hundreds of applicants ready to pursue their dream of acting. As the masterclass was ending, Cohen held auditions to cast one of the challenge participants in an upcoming episode of Nickelodeon's Danger Force, in which he stars as the character Schwooze. That's a weird-looking dude. The facial structure and the size of his head isn't helped by the baldness. After overseeing 40 auditions, Cohen found the best person for the job in 13-year-old trans actor Sasha Cohen, no relation, Sasha and his twin sister, Natalie, will both appear in the upcoming Danger Force episode, Manly Men, which co-directed and co-wrote. Co-wrote, stars, directed. That's a recipe for disaster. This is the first time we've seen a trans kid on Nickelodeon live action. Cohen tells people nobody cares. It's the tweet here or post is it's International Trans Day of Visibility. Proud to be the advocate I wish I had when I was a kid. Please take because a middle-aged bald man is what every kid wants to be. Please take a stand, celebrate the people in your life, their authentic selves, whatever that means. And please make calls and send emails for state government, express your support. Whatever, fuck off. It's a kid's show. Cohen says working on the episode was one of the most fulfilling, creatively rewarding experiences. I think it's just you're doing a self-insert here. On set, there was a real buzz. There was a real feeling of people feeling, that's a great sentence, like we're doing something really important here, he says. I think it's going to be meaningful to a lot of people in the start of something. I disagree. I think nobody cares. Cohen hopes viewers will see themselves reflected back in some way that I wish I had when I was a kid. I transitioned 21 years ago. As a kid, I had nothing, he says. I did not know that this existed. I knew who I was. But I think I was like, you have to push it down because how could that be possible? It was in the realm of magic. Magic! I think it's different now. So it's really important. Okay, I don't care anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Hopeful message. Yeah, it's going to be on Nickelodeon on June 19th. It's a kid's show. I think this is disgusting, pushing this crap on kids. 13-year-old trans actor. That sounds more like parents with mental issues because this kid doesn't know where they are in life. But whatever. Maybe this will be a big hit. I don't know. I think this dude's kind of creepy looking. And this is some sort of weird self-insert. And a lot of these people involved in these shows have some serious issues. That kid is really fat. Do some sit-ups. I am mean today. Sorry, chat. Oh, check Streamlabs. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for the donation. I think I speak with all of us when I say, who the fuck cares? Yeah, pretty much. But you got to make your political statement and get those woke points in. And like, oh, I transitioned. I wish I had a hero, and now I do. Whatever, weirdo. Stop with your self-inserts. There's probably going to be a prom episode, too. Ugh. If Eminem were Jewish, I've never heard of that, Oki. That sounds weird. Yeah, exactly, Bastard Beast. No one cares that you missed your chance to be special years ago. Narcissism and authenticity aren't the same. Exactly, Ryan. How you gonna know the person is trans? They're gonna tell you like 5 times probably. And hi, Dangers. Either they have to keep saying it, which is bad writing. Yep. Or they need to show it, which is disturbing. I think they would show it if they could. I think one of your kids used to watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of it, but I don't have kids, and that's probably for the better because he'll be angry all the time. He wants to be the cool kid like he wasn't in school. There's that too. Yeah, BG, I was wondering the same thing, although I'm not saying that in hi. Trans actors a self-insert. What? Wow. Yeah, I don't get it, man. This is weird. I find this very, very weird. All these self-inserts and these obsessions with their own issues being brought into shows. Like, what happened to just making an entertaining show? Now they got to have their weird self-insert characters, and they have to fulfill all their dream ships, like that She-Ra show was, where everybody was gay or bi or Hank Venture in a drag costume. I don't get it. I think this is weird, and it's really, really lazy writing, and they're spending millions of dollars on this trash. Yeah, exactly, Bastard Beast. Nobody cared. That wouldn't surprise me, Dark. Won't surprise me at all. I think they're going to push that line at some point. And they're really pushing all this sexual stuff on teenagers and preteens, because really these shows are aimed at younger than teens, because most young kids look up to somebody 4 to 5 years older than them. That's what they want to look up to. So a show about teenagers is really aimed at like the 10-year-old market. And you'll get some teenagers in there too, but it's mostly aimed at younger kids or perverts. I'm not sure where they're going with it. But yeah, just stick to just writing a good story and nobody will care. But they can't do that. They got to do the messaging. And it's got to be heavy-handed. I'm running out of Orange Crush. All right. And the next thing that'll piss me off, look at the new TV show Chad. I've never heard of that. Unintentional comedy. I do like unintentional comedy sometimes. Batwoman getting no raise. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah, no one wants to be lectured at, but they have to lose a lot of money before they will even begin to right the ship. I think Disney is slowly starting to come to that conclusion, but it could take 5 to 10 years before they can turn back around, because you got to get rid of all these wokists that you hired. Yep, bastard, I can't say it, but you're not wrong. I don't get it, man. But yeah, the weirdos are running the ship over there. All these new shows. Hey, Random, how you doing, man? All right, I'm going to blow my nose again because I'm getting a cold here. And then we'll go to the next article. All right, this one should surprise no one. Marvel casting Tucker Carlson like news anchor for Disney Plus Secret Invasion series. Because Disney is now making the wokeness in Marvel, which we knew from a little while back. We saw it creeping in with Spider-Man, and then anybody that watched the Falcon and Winter Soldier saw it full blown. But now they're going to do it with Secret Invasion. This is from the Direct, which I don't know much about, but I'm going to consider this rumor. Secret Invasion is slowly transforming into one of the most intriguing entries in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as series continues to build its cast for a wide range of all-star talent. Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn will headline the paranoia-driven show, which sees the two dealing with Skrulls infiltrating all life on Earth. The duo will be joined by a plethora of MCU newcomers, including Christopher McDonald, good actor, Game of Thrones Emilia Clarke, saucy, especially with that white hair. Emilia Clarke, yum, yum, yum. I would touch her no-nos. Call me Amelia. The Favorites actress Olivia Colman. She's also a good actress. She was good on Doctor Who, but they're just wasting a lot of good talent if it's going to be this woke shit. Secret Invasion has also found its primary foe, with Kingsley Ben-Adir portraying the series' lead villain. Spearheading the show and its stacked cast are two directors, being Thomas, something I can't pronounce, and Ali Salim. The MCU show is looking for another key character to join its growing cast. The Direct can confirm that Marvel Studios is looking to cast a Tucker Carlson like news anchor to appear in the show. This is going to be on Disney Plus, of course, as originally shared by Murphy's Multiverse and Secrets update. The news anchor role is for a lead white actor in his 50s, and the character is being described as needing to feel American in his personality. Will appear in 4 of the 6 total episodes of the Disney Plus show. Talk show host and political commentator Sean Hannity is also noted as an inspiration. So he's going to be the bad guy. Tucker Carlson in the MCU. It'd be funny if they actually got Tucker for it, but they're not going to. The addition of a news anchor character to the Secret Invasion could be seen as a peculiar one at first, considering the more science fiction nature of the Skrulls and how involved they seem to be in the narrative. However, Secret Invasion's paranoia aspect, teased previously by Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, may also provide some insight into this important inclusion in the series. An inflammatory news anchor could be just to get the public worried about the threat of the Skrulls, with Secret Invasion drawing from the likes of Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity for the inspiration behind his character. Perhaps this could even lead into allegories for misinformation campaigns about the alien race, or framing the Skrulls as undocumented migrants. See, they're really good guys. They're just being framed as evil. Not likely. The fact that this character is supposed to feel American indicates that he will hold traditional values of the red, white, and blue, not wanting an outside threat to disrupt the American way. I don't think any nation wants an outside threat to disrupt their way of life. While Secret Invasion does have a main villain in Ben Adair, it is unknown how many Skrulls will be portrayed as foes in the series. The MCU subverted the portrayal of the alien race in Captain Marvel, positioning them as a benevolent species in contrast to their comic book counterpart. Perhaps a part of Secret Invasion will deal with some Skrulls attempting to assimilate peacefully into human civilization, which is then thwarted by the fear-mongering created by the news anchor. Oh, I gotta make that evil white guy. The arrival of another news anchor on the scene could also warrant an alliance or rivalry with fellow media mogul J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons did tease that he was contracted for more future appearances with Marvel Studios. Could one of these actually be for Secret Invasion? Who fucking knows? Ultimately, it seems the social issues related to the Skull's arrival on Earth will be delved into during Secret Invasion, which comes out in 2022. So, yeah, well, the character of the news anchor wouldn't necessarily be wrong. These are people infiltrating that are disguising themselves like the native population. And that would be suspicious to somebody, I would think. So that's more woke nonsense. They got to bash Republicans because they can. Yeah, American values are evil now, Dark Resurrect. Man Bear Pig saves humanity. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that's Shooter McGavin, dangerous. Secret peaceful protest. Yeah. They are just really trying to destroy Disney Plus. Yeah, just like the commies, exactly. Yeah, they're trying to be subversive, like, oh, look how we subverted your expectations. But it really just comes off as like, fuck that. Where else in the MCU have beings come from space and devastated the planet? Yeah, I know, it's weird. Death Rays of Peace, yeah. It's gonna be crap. Yeah, sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold brewing. Hoping my medication kicks in before too much longer. All right, next article. Rumor. This is from Bounding Into Comics. Great news site. Warner Brothers thinks the Batman is terrible and may delay it again until 2023. Well, if it's anything like the commercial for it, then yeah, it looks terrible. Me and Monkey talked about how the Riddler looks like a serial killer with duct tape for a head. He looks more like Hush. The Batman could yet again be in serious trouble, according to a new rumor. The film has been subject of frustration and negativity all the way to the top of Warner Brothers Studios. Source close to YouTube scooper Dictor von Doomcock. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know how much I trust Doomcock. Some of his so-called sources seem to be accurate, but a lot of times it just looks like he's making shit up. Tells the future ruler of Earth that the bloated and beleaguered production could face another delay, and in the process become the most expensive movie ever made. I do like this sparkly Batman thing. That's funny. At the top of the discussion about this rumor, it would first be noted that even Doomcock himself has stressed that he is skeptical of the information. Regardless, the word from the studio is that the villains vexing the Dark Knight this time are studio executives who've seen the movie and aren't happy. Following the wrap of filming in March, Matt Reeves reportedly screened a rough cut of the film for studio execs, after which they freaked out. As noted by Doomcock, the reaction was similar to those of Star Wars and Star Trek fans who saw Last Jedi and Into Darkness. Look at that. He looks like the lead singer for The Cure, not Batman. Oh, I'm sad. Fuck off. A heated shouting match allegedly ensued between execs shocked by the shit they were watching and Reeves, who struck back at the very same executives who didn't listen to his previous complaints about Robert Pattinson. I find that kind of believable because there's obviously some unset tension between Reeves and Pattinson and all the delays that have been going on with this, especially Pattinson not wanting to work out and bulk up for the role, and all the stuntmen looking more like Batman. Surprisingly, despite the stories of the former Twilight star's failure to work out and bulk up, his dalliance with co-star Zoe Kravitz, his attitude on the set, and how awful he looked in the suit next to the stunt players. See, the studio's problem is apparently with the film's Bruce Wayne stuff. Doomcock hears the action scenes are fine per se, but the producers are mulling the possibility of reshooting the scenes of Pattinson as the billionaire playboy for whatever reason. Apparently, are the least expensive parts to film again, and Warner Brothers has the budget very much on their minds. The Batman goes the intel has ballooned the cost to nearly $400 million. And Warner Brothers wants more to show for it than a cut of their losses by dropping it in theaters and HBO Max as is. They're probably best to just drop this turd and move on with their lives. Doomcock adds that while the bad movies get released all the time, the Batman must be a special kind of terrible given how it's drawn such a nuclear reaction of ire. Yeah, the studio's already got a ton of money in this, and if this is a turd, it's going to cost them a fortune and probably some jobs. Reshoots would add to the cost of the film and push it back to 2023, an even more expensive delay than those caused by COVID and other complications. When asked by his compatriot Harvey Keitel, it's not another person, it's the same guy doing a silly voice. Come on, man. Doomcock cited another salacious and perhaps specious rumor for the reason, noting that it would be done to accommodate Zoe Kravitz's suspected pregnancy. Yeah, supposedly she's pregnant with Pattinson's kid, and she would have to get in shape back to what she was to match the footage, because pregnancy does have an effect on the human body. Unless they're going to film everything with a grocery bag in front of her stomach, she's got to have the kid and then have several months to get back in shape. I think it's kind of a bad idea, though. The scoop could be related to another one for the tinfoil hat crowd. Makes it sound like Warner is regretting letting Zack Snyder go. Lucky for them, there may still be time to demand or restore the Snyderverse. I doubt that. So, yeah, it looks like this might be pushed back about a year. Wham! Batman! Yeah. No, it's supposed to be the Riddler with all that duct tape on, and that looked really dumb. Exactly, Bastard Beast. Stop trying to make it real life when it's comics. It's not supposed to be real life. I'm not saying that, Bastard Beast. $400 million, yeah. I'm not sure if that's focused with just the filming and all the delays, or if it does factor in marketing and stuff like that. But even if they did factor that in, that's a ridiculous amount of money. Remember, John Carpenter cost them like $100 million, and so did something else. It cost Disney that, and this is going to cost even more. This could be the biggest fiasco in cinema history. Yeah, they had sex on the hood of the Batmobile, supposedly. Conceived on the hood of a Batmobile. Well, the muscle car pretending to be the Batmobile, anyway. I think he's a weird-looking dude, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to want to do this movie. Yeah, I didn't think so, Jim, but you never know. $400 million is a lot of money for this movie, but all the COVID delays, and they stopped production twice to try and get him in shape, and he wouldn't do it. Sounds like he just sat around eating Cheetos and playing video games for those breaks, and he just doesn't care. It's very important she gets her groceries. She had tuna in there. No, they were on the hood, random. Yeah, I don't find her all that attractive. I've seen worse, but she's not all that attractive. But he's got a big head, so who knows? Hey, Hazmat. Our final story is a two-parter, and it's an uplifting story for once. Well, kind of. First part's not. Lebanon boy sells Pokemon cards to fund treatment for sick puppy. It's actually a little bit of an old story that I missed. Uh, I heard wind of it, and then I thought, well, we got to see it. This is from News 5, WCYB. So this kid was selling his Pokemon cards. This is in Virginia. How far would you go to save your dog? A young boy from Lebanon set the bar to a whole nother level. 8-year-old Bryson Kilman is a diehard Pokemon fanatic. He was organizing his playing cards and noticed his dog, Bruce, had fallen sick. His mother, Kimberly Woodruff, rushed the dog to Southwest Virginia Veterinary Services. He wasn't coming out of his cage and being the normal puppy he usually is. He's very lethargic, just not doing good. It's not a good sign. Bruce was diagnosed with parvo, a highly contagious dog virus. Treatment is nearly $700. Most people put their dogs down if they get parvo. Price the family could afford to pay, and a puppy Bryson says he couldn't afford to lose. It made me kind of sad because usually my brother and sister play together, and I don't have anybody to play with, so I usually play with him. Well, that's depressing. Thanks, kid. You made this even sadder. Aware of his parents' financial situation, Bryson used his love for Bruce and his passion for Pokemon to take matters into his own hands. His plans caught his mom by surprise. While I'm in school, I get a text message with a picture of him and a sign on the roads selling Pokemon cards. I know everybody likes Pokemon cards, so I just decided to sell them, Bryson said. Bryson's mom posted the picture online to help get the word out. She later made a GoFundMe with a goal of $800, but the donations exceeded $1,900. I'm so happy because I really wanted to get him back, Bryson said. After overwhelming community support and a week of treatment, Bryson reunited with Bruce, proving nothing could beat the love between a young man and his furry best friend. That's not a good sentence for this story. Bruce is still undergoing treatment and continues to gain strength. The remaining money from the GoFundMe donations will help pay for the dog's future vaccinations and other sick dogs in the community. So they turned around and gave the excess money that they weren't going to need to other dogs. So that's really cool. But now, as sad as the story is, this kid probably got ripped off for the price of his cards. We have a follow-up. This is from News 5 again, and this is on May 21st. Big surprise for Lebanon boy who sold Pokemon cards to help sick puppy. 8-year-old Bryson Kilman is full of joy having been reunited with his puppy Bruce. The dog was diagnosed with parvo. Blah, 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 blah. He has more vaccine appointments, but he's doing great, like amazing. The duo stepped into the national spotlight when a picture of Bryson selling cards went viral. He did raise money for the puppy's medical expenses soon after the GoFundMe, blah. Ireland, England, Poland, Australia, it's insane. All these people from around the world that didn't know this kid were given money to help his puppy. Bryson's story caught the attention of Pokemon employees based in Bellevue, Washington. They sent him a package with a letter of appreciation and rare Pokemon cards that most people can't find in stores. Now Bryson is counting his blessings and thankful for those who helped save his furry best friend. I'm super happy, Bryson said. Bryson's mother turned off donations for the GoFundMe account that was set up. The excess money will cover medical expenses for other sick dogs and puppies in Southwest Virginia. Now, there is a video with this, and they sent him a bunch of starters and a box set thing. It was really cool. So good on the Pokemon company for rewarding this kid and saying thank you for being a fan effectively. This is really good publicity for them, but it's also something they didn't have to do, and most companies these days would not do. So good on Pokemon for that. That's really awesome. And it made this kid's day not only to have his puppy back, but to get a big thing of new cards that other people are having problems finding. So these are obviously poor people. They didn't have a whole lot of money. So they couldn't afford $700 for their dog. They probably couldn't afford to go buy him new Pokemon cards either. And they could have used some of that GoFundMe money with it, but they chose not to. So good on these guys. Good on everybody in the story. That is a happy story for once. Yeah, sadly, you're right, Monkey. Marvel could learn from Pokemon. And hi. There's no catch, Viking. That was the entire story. Somebody did something nice for their dog, and a company actually said, "Hey, good job. That's really cool of you. Here's some stuff." They sent him a thank you note or something as well. Hey, Rodline, how you doing? So yeah, I thought that was really cool. I don't know. It's a great business move, and it makes them look really good. And the kid got something really cool out of it too. So it's win-win. More people should do nice things. It's just such a rarity. So yeah, I think the comic industry could learn a lot. I see what you did there, Dangerous. I was shocked there was a twist to this where somebody was a total shitbag, but even though most of the people that we've seen out of Washington lately are complete scumbags, the Pokemon Company did something really good and they deserve to be recognized for it. By poking women. Yeah, I hear you. I will also poke some Asian women. So, yeah, good on them. I wanted to end on a positive note because it's nice that something good came out of this poor kid probably getting completely ripped off on his Pokemon cards. Yeah, who's nice to their customers, especially kids? It's weird. You'd think they would have sent him a pride flag or something and been like, be more accepting, bigot. This kid's story is sad. Like, he doesn't have anyone to play with and except the dog, and the dog gets sick of parvo. Probably going to die because he can't afford the month to pay its bills. It's depressing. But good things came from it. Dog's still alive, getting healthy. Kid gets a big box full of Pokemon cards to replace whatever he sold off. So good job all around. So yeah, that's all I had for today. Not a whole lot going on. Oh wow. Alien Gear did that? Really? Wow. Yeah, it's really nice. You know, companies need to realize that a small thing like this, because that probably cost them all of about $10 to give this kid all this stuff, because they sent him like, was it 4 or 6 starters? I want to say it was 6. And one of those special edition boxes with like that are like $30. That probably cost them about 50 cents each, plus the shipping cost. And it got them national recognition, and it made that kid's day. That kid will be a customer for life. He will buy Pokemon stuff the rest of his life because he's not going to forget that. So good on him, and good on Pokemon. Oh yeah, they probably could make a dog thing, a dog Pokemon card just for him or something. I don't know. WotC hasn't printed Pokemon since 2003. Yeah, Wizards of the Coast never would have done this. They would have probably called the kid a hillbilly or something. Yeah, Wizards is nowhere near good enough of people to have even remotely done this. They're busy fighting off the notion that orcs represent black people for some reason because they've just accepted that premise now. But yeah, WotC never would have done this. They're garbage people over there. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Games Workshop seems they're another one. Their stuff costs almost nothing to produce, and they're just raking in money. So, giving somebody some promo stuff for a good reason is really good publicity for them, and it helps counter some of the negatives. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I want to thank everybody for coming out, as always. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Share the video around on your social media if you would. Yeah, I don't have any other good shilling. I should be on Monkey in the Morning later today if you want to hear politics. But hopefully next week we will be on the proper day and at the regular time, barring any more craziness. But thanks for everybody for coming out. Thank you so much for the donations, Becca and Dark Resurrect. Greatly appreciated. And we will see you all back here next week. And thanks for coming. Have a good one, everybody.